between incumbent President Laurent Gbagbo and the winner of November's election, Alassane Ouattara, continues. Now back to Libya, and a short while ago I spoke to Khaled Kwafi, who is in Brega, but recently returned from Ras Lanouf. He told me about the fighting that's been going on in the region.
Since yesterday evening, there was fire in the Bin Jawad and Noflia to the south. So many people, you know, when they trick happened in Bin Jawad, and our people escaped to the south of Bin Jawad and Noflia, and they were surrounded there. And then some people could go and try to rescue them, but a big battle was there, and the firing didn't stop until the 11 o'clock before midnight.
And what was
early morning?
Sorry, yeah. What was the result of all this fighting, Khaled? Are the government forces gaining ground?
Nobody knows what's happening, because it's an isolated area and it is a very big area, and all there is only farmers and houses are built randomly. So nobody can tell. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what's going on there. But all we know is our people are there fighting very bravely.
Well, partly because of all this unrest, oil prices hit their highest level in 2.5 years on Monday, and further price hikes are thought to be damaging to the global economic recovery. Rosalind Jordan reports.
On the world oil markets, prices have been moving in just one direction, up. In New York, above $105 a barrel. In Europe, reaching $115, a nearly 20% rise since the beginning of the year. Libya is not the biggest oil producer by any means, but it's significant, and lower output from there does raise prices. But that's not the only thing at play. Oil is one of the most actively traded commodities in the world. Whole companies exist to profit on price changes.
There's a tremendous amount of intraday profit taking in this market. I mean, you know, you're getting $2, $3 a pop on crude oil, and so it's not all them, it's a lot of speculators in here just, you know, driving the price up.
But while traders profit, consumers in the U.S. and elsewhere pay more for fuel. That means less money for clothing and food. And with their fuel bills on the rise, companies are charging more for those goods. Then there's the impact on the economic recovery.
Cutting back now in the United States, both on consumer demand and on investment demand, in the sense that these are factories and companies we're talking about, company demand, will slow down the recovery.
Thus, the reasons for the growing pressure on President Barack Obama to sell some of the nearly 800 million barrels held in government reserve, to assure people the political upheaval across the Middle East won't affect them.
The issue here is disruption. Is there a major disruption in the flow of oil? That's obviously a factor.
Other reasons why oil is expensive: increasing demand from China and India. But perhaps the single biggest factor affecting prices is fear. Fear that the prices will keep going up, and fear the regional instability will spread east to the Gulf. Rosalind Jordan, AlJazeera, Washington.
Well, I'm joined now from London by Manoj Ladwa. He's a senior trader and market commentator at ETZ Capital. Thanks for being with us today. Is the upward pressure continuing on the prices today?
They've actually come off in the last couple of hours or so. Looking at light crude, whereas trading on the US markets on trading screens behind me, it's down just over $1 at the moment. It's around about $104, and that's on the back of tensions possibly alleviating within Libya. And I think what we're seeing is that, as mentioned in the report just before I've come on now, that the price of oil has gone up very rapidly on the back of fear. And if the problems in the Middle East do alleviate, then we could see it come back down beneath $100 fairly quickly and back down to that range of $80 to $90 where it was trading a few months ago.
If the problems alleviate rapidly, I mean, how likely is that? Are you and your desk, are you hedging for or against a rise in prices?
We're hedging still for a slight increase in prices. It's broken out of that big range, and we're not looking for the tensions within the Middle East to alleviate in the very short term. So we're still looking for that upward momentum in prices. But yeah, like I say, it could overshoot to the upside and then it starts to come back down rapidly. I don't think we'll get to the levels that we saw with crude oil 2-3 years ago.
I guess the uncertainty that you're expressing is also being expressed in the boardrooms of OPEC, probably. They're sitting there deciding whether they should try and adjust their output. Do you think they will?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think they're probably getting to the point where they haven't got much choice. It's going to be the larger oil-producing countries, such as Saudi Arabia, that are going to have to step up to the plate and start increasing their outputs. Otherwise, we continue to see the price of crude oil shoot through the roof.
All right, Manoj Ladwa in London. Thanks for talking to us. Now, in Pakistan, a car bomb has killed at least 7 people. It happened in the eastern city of Faisalabad. Dozens of others were also injured in the attack. Shia Muslims in Bahrain have been staging still more protests against the country's Sunni royal family. But on Monday, the protesters also focused their action against the U.S. Around 200 people held a rally outside the U.S. embassy, demanding that Washington end its support for the monarchy. And protesters continue to camp out at the Pearl roundabout. They've been there since last month, but won only minor concessions so far. Zainab Al-Khawaja is a protest organizer in Manama.
We want America not to get involved. We can overthrow this regime. We can. The people of Bahrain is strong, just like the people of Egypt. All we want is for America not to support the dictatorship in Bahrain. Because people here, they're going to have to sacrifice so much more if the Americans decide to support the regime.
And in Kuwait, too, youth groups have been calling for more protests on Tuesday. As in previous days, they want the Prime Minister to step down and for greater freedoms nationwide. The Al-Sabah family has ruled Kuwait for more than 250 years. Political parties aren't allowed there, and neither is this demonstration, which hasn't been given permission by the government. Now, it is International Women's Day, an annual celebration of the economic, political and social achievements of women around the world. In the first of a number of reports, Melissa Chan meets a software engineer in China who's achieved great things in what is a traditionally male-dominated industry.
Welcome to Baidu, the reigning champion of online search services in China, offering basic search, but also picture searches, video, audio, news, maps. There's social networking, shopping, online dating, a universe of internet products. The company emulates Silicon Valley culture, and it is in these spaces you'll see some of the brightest, most innovative workers in the country. One of the top engineers is a woman, Wang Menqiu.
I'm in charge of the major search services and developments. The latest technology we're working on is a parallel to cloud computing called frame computing, meant to be an internet-based platform to process information to provide a faster experience for the user.
Menqiu considers Google a competitor and believes Baidu succeeds because it focuses on the basics. She holds a unique position, a female leader in a conventionally male-dominated discipline. The 35-year-old graduated from prestigious Peking University, worked as a software engineer in California, but decided to return to China and joined Baidu in 2002. She argues that it's only at places such as Baidu, innovative and forward-thinking, that a woman would have the opportunity to come this far. The catch is, the chances